Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Slightly different video today because I'm going on a car launch, and they're a bit of a rare thing these days with the pandemic. Don't think I'm going to have loads of time to do my usual boring review, so I'm just going to take you along for the ride and capture as much as I can. I'm going to drive the new Honda Civic Type R. It's always been one of my favourite hot hatches. I lived with one for 6 months. I brought my daughter home from hospital when she was born in one, and it's just, yeah, it makes you feel like a bit of a race car driving champion. So driving it on the road, driving it on track, and yeah, I'll just take you along for a ride really and see if they've improved it. I'm gonna have my my breakfast of champions, the very long sausage roll, not from Greg's, from Upper Crust. So we'll see how that compares. Review the sausage roll, review the car, and I'll see you in the Cotswolds in a bit. Right, I'm here, I've made it, I've filled up with sausage rolls and petrol. So we're going to be driving all the new Type Rs and special editions today, but the main thing on these events is that Honda's got a big heritage fleet. So they'll let you drive such classics as the FN2, I've driven that before, it will break your spine at the first minor pothole, and the EP3, which I've driven quite a few times in my previous life at CarWow, and that will go sideways like you wouldn't believe on a slightly cold circuit. Someone's probably going to crash that at some point. Should probably look at the new cars, shouldn't we? Yeah. This is the new mesh grille that you get at the back and slightly redesigned rear bumpers. This is the limited edition, so you got forged BBS wheels. So at the front you get these new coloured blade bits and this new mesh design. It's kind of subtle really, it's not a huge difference from the outside. The main difference is the Alcantara steering wheel and the reshaped knob. Oh. Woo! Apologies again, this video is going to be a little bit more lifestyle rushed than usual, just because I don't really have time to set my tripod up, and to be honest, I just want to drive it. Recalculating. I spent so much time in the old Type R that I really want to kind of spend some time with this car and just work out if the changes to the braking and the traction control and the suspension actually add up to much. First thing I've noticed is an Alcantara steering wheel is now standard on the Type R, the normal GT car, and it's lovely. When you're sharing press cars with other journalists, it's always a slight worry that it's a hotbed for bacteria, but it feels nice. I love a racy car with a racy feeling steering wheel, and the Type R, more than any other hot hatch, has always made you feel like you're driving a race car, because you sit low and you sit quite far back, and you just feel like, I know, like you're in a touring car. Anyway, I'm only just getting going, so these are my first impressions, which you might want to ignore. Right, second gear. Oh, we got an upshift beep now. Never used to have that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember. It almost feels as if you've got downforce just because it sticks to the road. It feels clamped down. And you just end up going around corners faster than you really should on a public road. Alcantara steering wheel just really adds to that because you've got so much front end grip and feel. I've been going a mile and it's already goading me on. This is not going to end well. It's got the auto blip rev match. You can turn it off if you don't like it, but it can do it better than most people. Where are we going? Are we going down? Oh, I'm sorry.
Turn left onto B4022.
The infotainment's still a bit crap, but at least it's got physical buttons now.
Turn right onto Oxford Road, then turn left.
The Garmin lady does like a chat though. Yeah, okay. Already it feels just like the old Type R before the facelift. Calling it old seems ridiculous. It's only been around 2 or 3 years. It just feels locked down to the road. It doesn't skip about. You can lean on the front end and you get to a corner at a speed that would have you worrying in something like a Golf GTI. But then this, it feels like it's got tyres the size of a moon to haul you round. Obviously, you've got a mechanical front diff as well. So yes, that's been a mile. They're my first impressions. I'm going to drive it some more and I'll get back to you. Oh, what a lovely morning. Nice to be back in a Type R. A blue one as well, new colour, racing blue. Which is nice because one thing that the old...
Oxford Road, then turn left.
My lens is dirty from dead flies and stuff. So just finished the road bit of today. Done 100 miles in 3 hours. Back roads, been over to Silverstone, all over the place. Really good route. And yeah, it just confirms that the FK8 Civic Type R is such a Jekyll and Hyde car. You can stick it in comfort mode. And as I found out a couple of years ago, you can just use it as a family car. You can bimble about. It's still rapid, but you put it in sport mode, things get a bit firmer. Throttle response gets sharpened up as well. And my God, that engine, it's still only 320 horsepower only, but it's an absolute unit of a thing. And you just end up kind of in 4th gear doing very illegal speeds down country roads, just surfing the torque. Doesn't sound particularly memorable. When you put it in plus R, you now get some fake sound piped in as well, which isn't unpleasant actually. It kind of suits the engine. It just makes it feel like a bit weird. It makes it feel a bit like a 4-wheel drive rally car. You've just got so much grip at the front. The back you can play around with a little bit, but honestly, once you're out of 1st gear, it just tears roads apart. It's got so much traction. The front end, the steering is so good. You feel so confident chucking it into corners at ridiculous speeds, and the diff locks up and fires you out. It's really, really hard to criticize. Things that annoy me, the infotainment is still the same old stuff. At least it's got physical buttons. It's Garmin, it's very dated. The dash is pretty dated as well, but it does the job. And it does everything you need to. In terms of driving downsides, the gearbox is great. Really, really lovely shift. A really nice short throw. But I had this with the one that I ran for 6 months, and that's sometimes just really reluctant to go into 4th from 3rd. And I thought that was just the peculiarities of the one I had. This is the same. Like, it'll take a few goes to get down from 3rd into 4th, and you just have to you almost end up double declutching to get it in there sometimes. But yeah, that's really it. It is such a memorable car to drive. If you ever drive an FK8 Civic Type R and drive it hard on one of your favourite roads, it's a memory that will live with you for ages. But like I say at the start, it can do the family car shopping thing. It's got a massive boot as well. So yeah, the price has crept up a bit. I think it's 34 grand now for the GT version, which is the one you want, but everything's gone up in price. The new Golf GTI is going to be about that money, I think. And you can get it in blue. Anyway, really impressed on the road this afternoon. I get to take it on track and try not to crash it. I'm gonna have some lunch now, and I'll see you in a bit with a helmet on, looking like this probably. I'm in the new FK8, the updated one, on track, and yeah, even if you are a complete numpty amateur track person like me, it makes you feel like a bit of a race driver. I've got a real race driver sitting next to me, and he would disagree, but it makes me feel good about my driving. That diff hauls you out the corners. You can really balance the chassis kind of on a lifted throttle into slower corners. And it's fast. So yeah, it kind of feels like it could withstand at least half a track day, where something like a Golf GTI would probably give up before 11s is. There's something about the Type R that just does the road and it does the track bit equally well. And it's just so much fun. I'm concentrating, which is why I'm not dripping in fun. Through the chicane, avoid the cone, 4th gear, brake. And the beauty of the FK8 Type R is that auto blipping thing that you might want to turn off on the road. It gives you so much more space to think about what you're doing if you're not a racing driver like me. Not having to worry about rev matching my downshifts, I'm just focusing on my lines and staying on the black stuff, sort of, mostly. So yeah, I'm going to try limited edition next and see if that feels more special and a bit more grrr, I guess, because you would hope so for another $5 and well, they've sold out anyway, so not many people are going to get the chance to drive one. I'm going to seize it. Right, welcome back to Al Qaeda Does Hot Hatches, and we're in the Type R limited edition, which is, well, sold out. They only made 100 of these for Europe and there's only 20 to the UK. They're 40 grand, they've all gone. This is one of them. There's no aircon, there's no head unit. It's 47 kilos down on the standard one. It's got floating brake discs, Michelin Cup 2 tyres, and already, wow, it turns in even quicker than the standard car. That's probably down to the BBS forged alloy wheels, and it's got retuned dampers as well. I think it certainly feels a lot flatter. Wow. In the corners. Yeah, wow, brakes have a lot more bite, less dead feel at the top of the pedal travel, and goodness, I didn't expect this to feel as different as it does. Okay, if you've got one of these on order, you're gonna like it. Take it to a track though. Yeah, this is a proper thing. God, got a lot more lateral grip around there than my moves can handle. Finds a lot more grip on the exit of that corner. Blimey. Yeah. Okay, compared to the standard FK8, this is even more serious feeling. This is brilliant! Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the chocolate cake I had for lunch that I can taste in my mouth now. This comes in a unique yellow colour that you can't get on the other models in the new Type R lineup, and it's got a black roof as well. It's exciting, isn't it? You buy it for the handling and the brakes. Oh, the brakes. Okay, I'm in the wrong gear, but I don't care. Right, I'm going to skip to the outro now, which will be me sweaty in a dusty car park. Oh, lame. That's the limited edition one, styled by Honda PR Simon Bradley. So this is what your 40 grand gets you. No infotainment, which is probably better than the standard Honda one anyway, to be honest. But yeah, no aircon, which is why I look like a sweaty mess. Sorry about that horrible camera angle. But yeah, there it is, bright yellow. That feels a lot that feels a lot more different than I expected. I swear those forged alloys, you can feel that through the steering. It just turns in a lot sharper. And with the Cup 2s on, you can just absolutely hammer it into corners. I hope the GoPro is going to expose for that. Yeah, mega thing. Right, I'm going home. My GoPro's out of batteries. Sorry it was a bit brief and a bit rushed, but I just want to give you a bit of a taste of what press events are like these days and what the new updated Civic Type R is like. It's like the old car, but the bits you touch are nicer. Didn't get a chance to drive that because we ran out of time. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, click the bell notification, and I'll see you very soon for more awkward vlog car videos. You love it. Goodbye.